Hi everyone, a very good morning and welcome to today's market updates. My name is Edmund and today is a Monday, 23rd of November 2020. For today, in terms of the economic calendar, markets will be focused on the manufacturing and services purchasing managers index data coming up from the UK, US and also from the Eurozone. Generally speaking, a reading below 50 will represent a contraction in the manufacturing and services activities in that respective country. Any reading above 50 again will represent an expansion in that country in terms of the manufacturing or services activities. So other highlights for the last 24 hours would be that Bloomberg reported that the UK and European Union trade negotiations is close to being finalized and there should be significant progress within this week or next week. In terms of crude oil prices, global crude oil prices shot up to about $42.50 for the US West Texas Instrument spot prices. We are going to be having a look at the technical charts shortly, but the rise in oil prices is on a fundamental basis that as COVID-19 vaccines have progressed to a large extent, hopefully by next year, a lot of the global community will be vaccinated and demand for oil will rise as demand for travel starts to increase again. Okay. On another note, the US dollar consolidated on last Friday and traded within a very tight range of 92.19 levels as a support and also a resistance of 92.39 levels. We're going to go to the technical charts now, the MT4, to have a look and see how the US dollar moved and what kind of moves we can expect on the UK pound and also on gold prices for today. Okay, so again, the US dollar index was largely muted on last Friday as it came back down to test 92.19 levels and also having a resistance at 92.39 levels. As of this morning, the US dollar again came back down to test 92.19 levels and is currently just hovering above 92.24 levels. On the lower side, I would say the US dollar has a high chance of weakening sometime today or over the next few days. We could see the US dollar coming back down to 91.70 levels. And when that happens, we could also see the UK pound touching a high of 91, touching a high of 1.3485 levels over the coming days. Okay. So again, generally the US dollar is still largely bullish. It is trying to form a support before deciding whether to go down or go up next. So yeah, again on the 4-hour charts, we also see the US dollar forming the next support levels. Immediate support is at 92.15, which is not too far away. So the next critical support levels or target price would be at 91.70 levels. 91.70 levels here. Okay. So again, on last Friday, the US dollar was mostly consolidating. We do see the UK pound also trading a very tight range of about 1.3290 to a low of 1.3249. This was about a 40 pip range before deciding to move up this morning. Okay, so this morning the UK pound moved up from 1.3293 all the way to a high of 1.3324. So this was about 30 pip movement. So again, yeah, nothing much to shout about at the moment. So if there's significant progress regarding the EU and UK Brexit trade deal, we could see the UK pound strengthening further. Okay, again, as mentioned, the next target prices would be immediate would be at 1.3390, sorry, 1.3380 levels, which is just about 75 pips to the upside. And the next major target price would be at 1.3485 levels. Okay. So moving on to the euro dollar. The euro dollar also traded in a consolidative fashion on last Friday, trading within a range of just 31 pips. And just this morning, it moved up from 1.1851 all the way to a high of 1.1876. So this was about a 25 pip movement. Okay. Moving on to gold prices. Gold prices last Friday, again, it was mostly muted for most of the Asian and UK trading sessions, and it was bouncing off this line, after having formed a support, moving up on this bullish trend line. And yes, last Friday at about 10 p.m. Okay, at about 10 p.m. 16 plus 6, 22. 10 p.m. gold prices shot up from 1867 all the way to a high of 1879. This was a 12 US dollar movement before coming down to close at about 1870 levels. Okay, so as of this morning, gold prices are still relatively quiet. However, as we move towards the UK trading session, again, we are expecting the French manufacturing data and also services data coming out from the Eurozone, the UK, and also later tonight from the US to provide some much needed news to move the markets. Okay, so gold prices are currently again finding support at 1858. There's a high chance that it can break, and if it does break, we are looking towards the next support levels of about 1815, okay, 1815. This could happen this week or possibly, yeah, today or even this week, okay. So that is our target price, and to the upside, if it does break a certain resistance, currently we are looking at 1879 as the immediate target price on the upside, okay. Okay, so moving on to oil prices, as mentioned, oil prices are fundamentally forecast to go higher as vaccine developments are underway, and if the vaccines are manufactured and distributed in a timely fashion over the next couple of months, demand for oil will rise again as people will start to travel and will start to utilize more energies. Okay, so last Friday, oil prices came up from 41.69. This will be the US West Texas Instruments spot prices, and it hit a high of 42.48, and currently is also at the high levels. Okay, so fundamentally, oil prices should go higher. However, just be a bit cautious as the technical charts on oil prices, especially on the daily charts, it is approaching a resistance level at $43.56. Okay, again, if fundamental drivers and also technical drivers was to push up oil prices past $43.46, we could see oil prices going up as high as $52.58 in the coming months. Okay, so yeah. So likewise, if oil prices does rise, the Canadian dollar is expected to strengthen against the US dollar, and it could go all the way to 1.2930 levels if oil prices does rise in the next couple of months. Okay. So, yeah, so I believe last Friday was very quiet. So we are hoping that today's manufacturing and services PMI reports coming out today will have an impact on the markets and will start to drive the prices and provide more volatility to the markets. Okay, a last look at the S&P 500 and Dow Jones. It is largely in a consolidation fashion. So again, we'll wait until later this afternoon or tonight to see where the prices will be pushing towards. Okay, yeah. Okay, so dollar still on a consolidative and slightly bearish manner. It means that major currency pairs, pound dollar and also euro, is slightly on a bullish cycle. And well, our gold prices technically, as the US dollar weakens, gold prices should be going higher. However, we need to see later on whether this is sustainable or will it break and come back down to well, immediate levels at 1863. Then the next support level is at 1858, and just now as we saw on the daily charts, an extreme support level will be at 1815 US dollars. Okay, so I hope you guys start off the trading week on a positive note, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the next market updates. Thank you and good trading.